Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So I'm testing out new audio. You'll hear me say that in a couple of videos because I just want to let you guys know that I am testing out the audio because I don't know if it's going to work or not, you know, so I am testing out the audio. You might hear me saying it 3 videos because that's what I'm filming today. But in today's video I'm going to be showing you everything that I read in December. Now this might be a little bit chaotic because I don't actually remember everything. In the sense of, I feel like it messed up along the way somehow, but I know that I've read 53 books or over. I've got to count them. I know there's a lot. Like, this is like the highest reading month I've ever had, ever in my life. I thought last month was great, but this month was even better, and I don't know what happened. I think it's more because I was reading Christmas novellas, so I don't think, you know, I'm special or anything, but I feel like there was more reads that I enjoyed this month, and I felt like I enjoyed my reading a little bit because I was able to make it fun with like Christmas forums and stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna get into it. Okay, big problem. Goodreads has decided not to work. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this then. I do have it in my reading journal, but the only problem is I haven't filled it out in a while. So I'm going to do my best that I can with this. Like I said, it is going to be messy. Okay, so I'm going to try my best. I'm just going to tell you all my like non-physical book reads at the moment. So we have Picnic Energy, which I think I rated 4.75 stars, if I remember correctly. Then we have You Can't Ruin Christmas, All I Want for Christmas Eve, and those two, I think I rated 1 star. I actually can't remember. The Boss Who Stole Christmas, I think I rated 2 stars. And then If You Give a Jerk a Gingerbread and The One Night Stand for Christmas, I think I rated 1 star because I just really didn't like them. All I Want for Christmas by Nora Roberts, I think I also rated 1 star, but I feel like I didn't pick this up at the right time. 'Tis the Season for Revenge, I'm pretty sure I rated that 4.75 stars or 4.5. That was a really enjoyable read and I would highly recommend. I didn't actually expect to enjoy it as much as I did. Then I read Take You Down by McKay Marie. This book was definitely a 5-star read. I absolutely love this. Now, a like band, rock star band kind of romance isn't normally my thing. I don't normally ever enjoy like band books, but I actually really did enjoy this one. Sorry, I'm struggling. I have got a cold and I'm really ill right now, so I'm so sorry. Then I read The Santa Suit. So this one, I think I rated 3 stars. It was an enjoyable read. I did like it and it was very like Christmassy and fun, but there wasn't really anything like big to it. Then we have If You Give a Grump a Holiday Wish List. I think I rated this one 1 star as well. Then The Mistletoe Bet. I think I rated this like 3 stars or so. I can't really remember. Then Trick Shot, 1 star. The Christmas Exchange, 1 star. A Christmas Truce, 1 star. Same Time Next Year, I think 1 star as well. A Festive Feud, 1 star as well. Kiss Her Once for Me, I think I rated this 2 stars. The whole of Dan Shanty's, except for the first book because I had already read it. So I rated them between like 1 and 1.5 star, I think there was. New Year's Day by Michael Murphy, I think I rated this 2 stars because obviously it's a novella, and I don't know, I feel like it was like a wrap-up, but so that we didn't really need. Then we have Set the Record Straight, and I think I rated this 3 or 4 stars, I can't exactly remember, but this was actually really enjoyable. I did really like this one, and I would recommend it if you're looking for like a short Christmassy novella, which obviously you're not now, but for this year, you know. Then we have Unveiled by Elodie Hart. So I absolutely love this series. Now, this one I enjoyed, but I feel like I didn't really enjoy it as much as the rest of the series, but I still did really enjoy it. I think I rated it 4 stars, 3.75, 4 stars. I actually can't remember the ratings on my books because I've read so many, and I feel like the month just flew by. But I did still really enjoy this one. Please don't get me wrong, but I feel like I enjoyed the others a little tiny bit more. Like the second book is definitely my favourite. So let's talk about the physical books, and I'll try Goodreads again for the rest of the books. This is so messy, and I'm so sorry, but at least you're getting to see what I read. The star rating might not be accurate though. So I read Let It Snow. Lucky enough, you've seen my thoughts on this in one of my reading vlogs, but this I think I rated 3 stars, if I remember correctly. I don't know. But it was very enjoyable, definitely very Christmassy. So it is about Beha? I'm not sure how you say her name. But she basically comes home for Christmas and then she gets like this work opportunity and then she has to go to this cabin. But then her childhood best friend, who she doesn't speak to anymore, decides to like take her and then stay there with her. They get, you know, it's like a 1 bed trip, but they get stuck there and all that stuff. It's quite enjoyable and I would recommend it for next Christmas, obviously. Then we have Wreck the Halls by Tess Bailey. I rated this 1 star. I absolutely did not like this. I was so close to DNFing it, but I decided to push through it because I was obviously filming a video for it. But for one, the name's Melody and Beat, especially Beat, Melody I don't mind. like, that's just cringy to me with the whole, like, their parents are musicians concept and stuff. The writing style, I don't know why, I just didn't like it. Like I always say though, Tessa Bailey is a hit or miss for me. This one was unfortunately a miss, but the cover is really nice, so I am quite disappointed. Then we have Heartstopper Volume 5. I read this in 30 minutes. I absolutely love it. Obviously a 5-star. I don't want to say it, but I think I'm going to have to. This was probably definitely my favourite in the series so far. Obviously I love them all. Like, all of them are 5 stars. But this one, there's just something to it. Like, you just see them grow up and having to make these decisions, and you just see the progress within the relationship as well. And I just love everything about this, and I couldn't put it down. It was absolutely amazing. And please read this if you haven't already. And if you don't know if it's out, but you want to read it, it's out. Go and read it. It's amazing. And I love it. Then we have Maybe It's Christmas. This one I think I rated 2 stars, I believe. If I remember correctly. Did I? I can't actually remember. I know that it is like an okay Christmassy read. I didn't hear much about it before I went into it and read it, but I still haven't heard much about it. But it was okay. It was, like, you know, interesting. I probably wouldn't recommend it though, because I feel like the writing style was kind of slacked in areas, and there was parts where there was just a few times where it was a little bit boring in areas, but you know, otherwise it was okay. Then I read Hopeless by Elsie Silver. Now I think I rated this one 4.75, I think it was. I personally really enjoyed this. I heard people saying that this was like their least favourite in the series, which, okay, I can understand why, but I personally really enjoyed it. I loved the characters. I loved learning about, like, Beau's story. Yeah, sometimes he could go the wrong way about things, and there was, like, no excuse for that, but it's a book, so I'm going to excuse it, you know? But I personally really enjoyed it, and I loved the storyline, I loved the concept, and the way that you also learn about Bailey and her struggles, and it's not just all about Beau. They're both kind of have struggles, and they're having to work through it, but also, you know, trying to work on, like, a relationship that they don't really have, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Then we have Checkmate by Ali Hazelwood. So I think I rated this one 3 stars, maybe I want to say, because I obviously did really enjoy it. I actually found the chess interesting at times, but I felt like there could have been too much at times. Like, sometimes there was chess in parts that wasn't really needed, but when it was okay to be used, I did really enjoy it. But I'm going to say that I did really enjoy it. It definitely wasn't a favourite of mine from Ali Hazelwood, which would shock people because I've heard that it's people's favourite. But I think also this is classed as a YA, but there's parts of it where I'm like, should it be a YA? Really? Like, it was so not believable. But I would still recommend this to people because obviously I love Ali Hazelwood's writing in general and her books in general. And this one I did like. It just personally, I didn't love it like everyone else. Then I read Seeking the Dead. So this one I think I rated 2 stars. I felt like with this one, the storyline didn't match up all the time. The writing style was like, it was kind of all over the place, and I was finding it quite hard to keep track of what was going on. And I found it very difficult to read, to be honest, and to enjoy, because I just didn't understand what was going on half the time, because 1 minute something was happening and then it would jump to something completely different and then jump back and then it would jump to like a different storyline, and it was all over the place. Honestly, it was quite chaotic. So that was the only problem. Like, I didn't hate it. Like, I was intrigued in the storyline from what I could make sense of it, but everything else, it was just quite chaotic. It didn't really make sense, and I don't know, I just feel like this one personally wasn't for me. Then we have Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. So this one I rated, I think, 4 stars, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. But this one, I could definitely agree with other people. I think this one, I did have too many hopes for it, but I did still really enjoy it. I feel like I was looking forward to it and hyping it up too much in my head, which made it a little bit disappointing, but obviously I still really enjoyed it. So this was Lucian's and Sloane's story. And like I said, I did enjoy it, but I just feel like I overhyped it in my head because I was so excited for it, and then it just kind of flopped because I had too much high expectations for it. Then I read The Ballad of Never After. Now, I rated this 3 stars, apparently, from what I remember on Goodreads, but I'm pretty sure I rated it 4 in my head, but I'm not sure. I don't know. But I know that I did really enjoy this. I felt like, I don't know, maybe I wasn't in the right mindset when I read this, and then I rated it 3 stars. But now I think back on it, it's definitely a 4 star. Like, I absolutely love this series. I understand the hype with this one. It's definitely very easy to read, like fantasy I find very hard, but this one is so easy, so interesting, and I don't know, I personally just love it. So I don't know why I rate it 3 stars. I don't know where my headspace was when I read it. So whether I can get on Goodreads, I'm going to have to change that. But I definitely highly recommend the series if you are just getting into fantasy. This is so good and I absolutely love it and I'll recommend it. Then we have The Switch, and this one I rated, I think it was it 1 or 2 stars? I think it was 2 stars. So this was pretty much like, it's quite basic to me. I didn't really feel like there was much of a plot. Or, you know, is that it's like 2 people switching lives, which, okay, like that's pretty self-explanatory, but I didn't really feel like much happened, like nothing exciting happened, you know? And I feel like that was my problem with the story. Okay, I'm going to try and hurry up now. I feel like I've been talking for ages. So, we then have Misfit, which I rated 1 star. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way the characters, the way the characters spoke, the storyline. I just didn't like anything about this book, if I'm being completely honest. So, we're going to move on because I'll talk about it in a vlog. Then we have Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. I think I rated this 3 stars. This I actually really enjoyed. The ending was shocking. Like, the whole book ended up being completely shocking and something I wasn't expecting, but I did absolutely love it. Oh, sorry, I rated this one 4 stars, I think. But then I did rate Losing Hope 3 stars because it's the same story but in Holder's point of view, which I obviously did enjoy, but I felt like his part was obviously about his sister and stuff, you know, if you've read it you'll know, and a little bit about what happened in there. So you do get a bit of extra stuff in it, but I think I would have enjoyed this one a little bit more if I had read it separately and not like one after the other of each other. Then I read Finding Cinderella, which I read before without knowing that it was part of anything, and I rated it 5 stars. I still absolutely love this. I don't know why, I just love the characters in this and I love the storyline and everything about it. And then obviously I read Finding Perfect, and this one I think I rated 3 stars. This was just so beautiful to see and I absolutely loved it and I would highly recommend it. Obviously you have to read all your perfects before you read this one because they kind of connect, and I was wondering how, but now I get it obviously, and it's so cute, so heart-wrenching. And I absolutely love this, believe it or not. Then I read All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox. This one I actually really enjoyed. I think I rated it 3 stars. So it's about Sadie and Max, and they are having to fake date because they are on like the show together, and like fans get hooked on like them as a couple. So they have to fake date for the media, and then obviously you know how it ends. So it is very interesting. Obviously there's more to it than that, but a quick summary. Then I finally finished Iron Flame, which I'm so glad I finally finished. I'm going to be honest, I'm so glad I finally finished it. I'm going to talk fully about it in a vlog, which you've probably already seen, but I don't want to explain it because I could talk forever about this book, but I am too ill to do that right now. Then I read Magnolia Park. So this I rated 3 stars. It was okay. Like, I understand why people love it so much, but I just feel like it personally wasn't for me. I am going to continue with the series because I've had people say continue, so I am going to continue because I've heard it gets better. But for this one, the characters just kind of annoy me, like Magnolia and BJ. The things that they was doing to each other just irritated me. The miscommunication, just, I don't know. The tropes in this was everything I didn't like, but I'm trying to look past that for this series because I know what I'm getting into. Like, I know it's not, it is a love story, but I know it's toxic, and I've heard it's toxic, and I've heard everything about it, you know? So I know what I'm going into, so I'm trying to just brush that off, you know? But this was definitely a 3 star for me, which is disappointing, but I'm hoping the series will get better, and hopefully I'll like Christian and Daisy's story more, because that is what I am looking forward to. Then finally I read King of Greed by Anna Huang. So this I rated 3 stars. I obviously did really enjoy the story. I'm thinking of moving it up to 3.5 now that I've had time to think about it, because I rated that right after I finished it this morning. I think I've changed it to 3.5 stars, but I did really enjoy this, and I did read it really quickly. But I just feel like the trope in this, I just didn't really like. I felt like it wasn't dragged on, because obviously it's short, but I felt like there's I don't know. I felt like there was something missing, and I couldn't tell you what, but I just felt like something was missing in this book. But I still really enjoyed it. I just also didn't enjoy it as much as I loved the other 2, but I would still definitely recommend this because I did love the characters and I love the storyline and everything. I don't know why it was a nice book, to be honest. So those are all the books that I have read. I am currently reading Caught Up, and it's currently the 30th of December, so I don't know if I'm going to end up finishing this. I'm hoping I will, but I'm going to try my best. But whatever books that I don't finish, I will talk about in my January wrap-up, and maybe I'll put it in the description if I remember. I never remember, so I'll just talk about them in my January wrap-up. Goodreads still doesn't want to work. So I think I'm just going to have to write all the books that I read in the description separately, so you can just have a look. I know it's quite annoying. do it differently this time. I'm so sorry this was a mess. Goodreads wasn't working. I felt like I was rushing it because obviously I'm feeling so ill right now. I'm feeling terrible. I feel like I'm just getting worse. But anyway, thank you so much for watching if you stuck around until the end, even though it is very, very chaotic. So thank you so much. So thank you so much for watching and sticking into the end if you are still here, even though it's very chaotic. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!